ladies and gentlemen, to the MCDFNL Netball Show, back for the second week of our finals run as we've turned this from a monthly show into a weekly show. And thanks for the feedback over the weekend as well. Some great feedback from Netball Show watchers. I've got a bit of a clip for some of my tips at times as well. I got a clip from Rachel Phelan for not tipping Lexington against Natty Bialaba, which ended up proving quite sage because Natty won the game. So good to see that people are watching anyway and giving their feedback as we encourage. Sean Kelly's my name in the host chair once again this week, and joining me as she always does is AFL Goldfields netball manager Kim Bailey. Kimmy, welcome back.
Thanks, Sean. Good to be back. Great to have finals up and running and some great games.
Yeah, certainly it was indeed. We're going to start this week off though with a milestone update, I suppose though. Obviously last week in the show we spoke about some fantastic 400 game milestones from Avoca's Colleen Drummond and Natty Bialaba's Kylie Mortlock. With Kylie, we've actually done a little bit of digging and found out that the 400 games she played were just her Natty games. She played 99 more at Avoca, which means on the weekend, when she played in a final, she actually played her 500 games. So a week after we've congratulated her for 400 games, we're congratulating Kylie for 500 MCDFNL netball games, which is just a fantastic achievement.
Yeah, we were talking about it at the junior presentation night, and we said, oh, well, we've got you now. You've just provided another talking point for us, Kylie. So that's amazing.
It is.
Games.
And she said only 50 of them were junior games as well.
But when you think about it, I know from me, I used to play like 6 games a week. So you start to, if you counted all the games up, you'd be playing thousands, I think, in some cases. Then you've got tournaments and stuff like that. But fantastic, Kylie, it was quite funny. So congratulations, you old bag, for
she said that, not me.
for playing 500 games. That's absolutely awesome.
It is.
You're just a great part of the league.
Our second talking point, you alluded on it, was junior presentation night, held early this week at the Carisbrook Trotting Club. What a fantastic night it was once again. It gets bigger and bigger. We put out more chairs every year and there's still people standing up. It was a huge night and a really, really enjoyable night.
We had the snag discussion last week and you denied having many. How many did you have last night?
Only 2.
Rhiannon Banner had 6.
I had about 4 hamburgers though. Geez, Wattle City meets pump out a good hamburger,
That's
I can tell you that right now.
But congratulations to Rhiannon Banner, 6 sausages and a hamburger, so well done, Banner.
Well done, Banner, but more importantly, our award winners on the night as well, throughout the 3 grades of netball, the 13 and unders. What a vote count it was. Just some massive, massive votes for our winners. Alexandra Davies from Talbot and Caitlin Richardson from Newstead, who had a little bit of the shies about her when she initially grabbed the microphone to give the speech, but once she got it, very, very composed and spoke very nicely.
Yeah.
Well done, Richard.
Yeah, we pushed her. She wasn't going to say anything.
No, she wasn't.
Said to her she had to, and she did a fantastic job.
Thank you, Mum, who was sitting there taking photos.
These are 2 unbelievable little players of our competition. Pocket rockets. They're so fast. Especially when I saw Caitlin play interleague, I could not believe it. And she's just she's just so tenacious. And the same with Alex. They just love playing netball, and you can see it in their game. 37 votes, massive for both of them. So, and I think Caitlin might have missed 2 games as well with a couple of crook knees. So, great effort by both of these girls. And, big future for these 2.
Certainly will indeed. And congratulations also to the runner-up, Zoe Wheeler from Lexington in the under-13s. The 15 and under, another tie, another fantastic vote count. It was Tamsin Dicker from Trentham and Gina Ross from Avoca taking out the joint best and fairest.
Yep, another excellent. I've just changed.
Took the wrong sheet. You forgot that you double-sided the sheets
I
there.
did. It's a bit hard for me to do that sort of stuff, Shawnee.
It is indeed.
Two great players. Tamsin Dicker is a great defender. She really is.
That one there.
Oh, that's the one I'm looking for.
And the vote count itself. They both won on 25 votes.
25 votes, again, really close. But you look at joint runner-up as well. We had Bonnie McCubbin on 24 votes and Bella Westbrook on 24, and then Leah Jordan on 23. So it was a really, really close vote.
Behind them, Shelby Steele on 22 from the Rovers as well. Yeah. And Bella Westbrook polled 3 votes in the last round to get her into that runners-up position, and everybody was waiting for them to say Shelby Steele, because if she got 3 votes in that last round, it would have pushed her up into a tie.
Yep.
She didn't get it, and it was funny because there was almost the audible sigh over the room when they realised that Shelby didn't get the 3 votes. But then it changed all of a sudden because they thought, well, hang on, Bella's in the runners-up position now,
Yeah.
so the Rovers went from down to up and about in about 4 seconds.
All these players have been representative players for us. I think Tasman hasn't. I think she she plays elsewhere as well, but
Yep.
she's in Zone Academy. A lot of these girls have been nominated for Zone Academy.
Yep.
It just shows the strength of our 15s, and it's been most probably one of the, for interleague wise, it's been one of the most impressive years I think we've had for some time. And to be so close, all the netball results were really exciting.
They were.
And it just makes the strength of our league stand out. So well done to all the girls there, and yeah, two really. Well, you look at it, they're all worthy winners, but those two just snuck home. So well done, girls.
Well done indeed. And in the 17 and under, which of course is our marquee award for
Now
the
we're
night, I
organised.
suppose.
Now
Now
we're
you're organised, you've got it in front of you, because this one wasn't quite the close vote count we had in the other grades, but a bit of a runaway winner, Shanae Mills from Natty Bialaba, a fantastic season and well rewarded with the 17 and under best and fairest.
Yeah, she's been fantastic, stepping up to play A grade as well, I think so, as an A grade goaler. So has had a really good season, 32 votes, and Chantal Wardlord was runner-up on 24 and Elise Lottram at 23. So she did have an outstanding season, and is just a beautiful player.
Yeah.
Very silky smooth, skill-wise, very accurate. And deserved a spot in the A grade team as well, and hopefully we'll keep them be a major part while they continue through.
Thankfully throws to her mother's side on that one and not her father's, because that would have been a very rough deal if she did. Well done, Shanae, and well done to all of the award winners from the junior presentation night. Talking point number 3. Let's have a look at what happened in the finals last week. Some fantastic games starting. We'll go out of order a little bit with this because there were some great games throughout the weekend, and I suppose from my point of view, the standout game was actually an elimination final. The 6v7 game, Maryborough Rovers taking on Avoca. Only a couple of goals in this, and this was a ripping game.
We were split here. I went Avoca and you went Maryborough, I think, if I remember
And I won.
rightly. Just. Yeah, great game. Really defensive game. Percentages of the shooters were right down. But Jackie Featherston and Maddie Davis, really, and Amanda Parkinson, the girls we actually spoke about last week, really stepped up and had great games. Amanda Parkinson's feed was lovely.
That's what happens when you get spoken about on the netball show. You come out on the weekend and perform.
And Maddie Davis really matched up well. So she swung between keeper and defence, I think, if I'm right. Caitlin Drummond was down a little bit, 14 from 27% at 52%. So that defensive pressure made up for it, but Stacey Blair had a really good game. So much youth in both of those teams. Avoca jumped in the first quarter and then just had to keep working to peg it back.
And in a final, that can be very hard to peg back when you get jumped in that first quarter.
Yeah, and that last quarter in particular, they kept Rovers to 6 goals and they went 8. So they was trying to peg it back, but it was just too much of an ask. But I think Avoca can be very proud of their season. They've had a great season. They've dropped most probably from where they were last year.
A little bit.
So, but to be so close, they'll rebuild for next season, take a lot of bad out of that. Rovers, they live to fight another day.
They do indeed. We'll speak about that very shortly. The next game that we'll look at from the weekend was the qualifying final played at Hedges Oval on Saturday as well, and caught glimpses of this game at Hedges Oval, and this was an absolute ripper throughout the day as well. Not much separated these teams all day long, and in the end, Navarre 51-46, getting their noses in front against Carisbrook and moving into yet another preliminary final.
Much closer than I thought. I did pick Navarre, but I didn't think the margin would be this short. When I saw it, I was a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
But awesome effort by Carisbrook. I'm so excited by all the results because, in the past year we knew it was going to be a couple of teams who were going to be right up here. This just throws it wide open as far as I'm concerned. It just that any of the top 4 in particular can most probably win it now, I reckon. Sheridan Byrne had a really good game in defence on Jess Parry, but then again Jess had a really good game shooting at 63%, so the defence...
She's a little bit down.
Yeah, a bit down. And Rebecca Love in goal attack shot 85, so just needs to pop that up a little bit.
Ree Davis had a fantastic game in goals for Navarre as well.
Yeah, so that was the support, so Jess most probably played that support role as well. So Carisbrook are coming off a couple of really good weeks. So they've responded from their loss against, I think they lost against Harcourt, but they've responded really well.
Yep.
But they'd be disappointed not winning, but what they take out of it, they've got 3 goals 3 goals to the team
51 to 48.
The team that's won the last how many grand finals in a row?
3 in a row.
3 in a row. So, you know, it sort of gives them hope to say, hey, we can do this. We can actually win this if we couple of balls just hit the right spot, or we hit, we take that vital intercept. They can win it. So
and the problem that Carisbrook now have is that they fall into Trentham's half of the draw for a preliminary final if they are lucky enough to get that far, and that is going to be very difficult because Trentham, although they were also challenged on the weekend, were able to win through to a preliminary final of their own, 40 to 32 against Harcourt. A great reward for Trentham for a fantastic season.
Oh, Trentham have had an awesome season. Again, the result was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought they would have won by a little bit more. They won by 8 goals, and again jumped them in the first quarter, 17 to 8 first quarter, and that was the difference going from there on. So, Casey Kidd had a good game. Erin Richardson, look, the cream rises to a cobble, doesn't it? Erin Richardson, Stacey Parks and Peggy Shallard, they're absolute superstars of Trentham, and they stood out. But in saying that, Megan Ginnivan, who's had a really good season, a great feeder, had a good game, and Jess Lord, although her percentages were down 52%, as a shooter you need to shoot a lot more than that. You need to shoot another 30-40% than that. But it's vital. I know being a goaler is difficult, but it's the pressure that goes with it. But that's the position that you play. You want to play netball and you want to be a goaler, that's the pressure that you're under. You've got to put the goal in the ring. And, 52 and 61 for Harcourt, they've got to get high on that, so it's only 57% for the game. 64% for Trentham. Both percentages are down. Finals pressures, causes this sort of stuff.
It does.
But for teams to win games, you've got to shoot higher than that.
You do.
I know it might sound harsh, Shawnee.
That's fair enough.
I'm a harsh coach, that's just what it is.
Fair enough indeed. And then our fourth game, and our other elimination final, the first elimination final, 5th versus 8th. In the end, it was a pretty comprehensive win, a 15-goal win in the end for Natty Bialaba, 49 to 34, ending Lexton's season. And a really good response for Natty, obviously. Got dumped out of the top 4 in the last round of the season and have responded very well. Yeah,
we thought they would. And, we've just been talking about percentages. And Natty Bialaba sat at 64. And this is most probably the telling thing. They might have been starved a little bit.
Yep.
I think I've actually...
That's actually quarter ones, but they did shoot very well.
Yeah. Lexton were down on their shooting percentages. So... Shani Mills played a great game.
She did.
Was very strong. Ebony Knights, and they're a very young team, Natty, when you look at it now, compared to most probably what they've been in the past. But it's most probably a good result for them because they were bundled out of that 4th spot, as we said, with a loss that most probably they shouldn't have had at some stage. But good work by Lexton. They had a big weekend out on Sunday where they had nearly every single team into finals. So when you consider that for a club to get every single netball team in a final is a fantastic effort and shows the strength of the netball program.
Yeah, it is indeed. Let's have a look at this week's games throughout the MCDFNL's netball landscape, starting with first semi-final day at Princes Park. On Saturday afternoon, the 13 under is Newstead versus Carisbrook. The 15 unders Avoca versus Newstead. The 17 unders Natty Bialaba versus Lexton. C grade is Carisbrook versus Lexton. B grade is Trentham versus Lexton. And the A grade game, Harcourt versus Natty Bialaba. This will be very interesting. The two teams obviously that finished in 4th and 5th spot could have changed that around leading into the finals. This will be a cracking game.
I know. Very exciting game. I think the difference... I like Harcourt, I do. I like their team, but I think the experience from... We've just said that they're young, but they still have some experience in there. I think Natty will most probably just get over the line in a really, really close game this week.
Look, I'm swinging Natty's way as well, but I could quite easily be persuaded to tip Harcourt in this one. They've had both teams have had fantastic seasons, and this is a game where I reckon it could really come down to the last few minutes.
Yeah, I think it will. And again, we've just spoke about goalers. I think it's who can get the ball in the ring. Shanae Mills is we know she's a superstar, and
she's got a really good enforcing kind of player next to her in Ebony Knights as well.
Yeah, so young players, so hopefully they'll be able to stand up. Shaun, it's a great game.
It is.
I think I'm going to go Natty.
Yeah, Natty for me as well. And then on Sunday, second semi-final day, also at Princes Park, the 13 unders Avoca versus Natty Bialaba, the 15s is Talbot versus Campbell's Creek, 17s is Trentham versus the Maryborough Rovers, the C grade is Natty versus Avoca, the B grade is Carisbrook versus Navarre, and the A grade, Carisbrook versus the Maryborough Rovers. Another very, very interesting game. I feel that if the Rovers really come to play, they can make a bit of a difference here. But Carisbrook, after what they showed last weekend, they have to start as favourites.
Oh, I don't think we can tip against them.
I don't think we can.
No, just going down.
Which is weird because the Rovers have had a fantastic season and have every right to be in the discussion for winning this game. But Carisbrook's been fantastic.
And it's a good team that can come good at finals. I know they had a loss, but it's to peak at that right time is essential. And by the looks of it, Carisbrook is getting to that stage. To do what they did last week and just lose to 2 goals over over Navarre is amazing. I'll have to go with them just on that alone. Rebecca Lovett and Sheridan Byrne had great games, but Amanda Cox played well as well.
Yep.
I just think they're just going to be a little bit too strong and most probably a little bit too experienced.
Yeah, I think you might be right as well. Carisbrook for mine in this one. That basically takes us out for another week, Kimmy. 8 teams became 6, 6 teams become 4 going into next week. It's going to be a huge round in the second week of the 2016 McDonald's Final Series. Thanks for joining us again, Kim.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us as well on the MCDFNL Netball Show. We'll see you next week.